Hey, you guys, it's me, Miss Bobby again. I wanted to go ahead and put this out there before I forget. I do remember on the last video I told you guys about the new gentleman. We actually, at the time, it was like maybe a week or two that we had been talking. Well, this past week would have been a month. Non-stop every day talking. I'm talking about talking, texting, video chatting. I mean, just the works. It was like well overdue. I thought that we were going to burn out, and at the time we didn't. Well, of course, this is the reason for the video. We didn't just burn out. We crashed. We crashed and didn't have time to eject from the plane. Like, I have seen people flip. That was what my ex was like. Good guy, had good intentions. However, he was like a light switch. I've never seen anyone like this before. And then I met the new guy. He had a few things that triggered his anger. And when it was triggered, it was horrible. And I remember one night asking him, I'm a little concerned because I don't ever want that to be me. And that triggered it. Like, he literally spazzed out because I told him that I didn't want him to ever take his anger out on me. And of course, that's when he did. So that was the first sign, along with I seen that he had a controlling issue. He had anger issues. And I hate to say it, but in all honesty, a lot of guys, that seem to be their two biggest thing, anger and control. They get angry when they're not in control. If they have too much control, they get angry. They go hand in hand. They're like twins. I don't know. But anyway, with this particular gentleman, and his name was Sam. Sam was that gentleman that all females want in their life. Opening up doors, letting his lady know how beautiful she is. Just, very central with his words. Everything was so poetic. And again, this is just via conversation. This is not in person. We only met one time in person. And literally, when I say so brief, it was very brief, because we were under the impression that we was going to have a few hours to spend together. And then his dispatcher told him he had a load to pick up and it needed to be picked up ASAP because he's a truck driver. Long story short, y'all, after having a disagreement, which I'm 33 years old, this gentleman is 45, clearly we can talk through a disagreement. He decided that he was going to end what would have been the beginning of our relationship. He called everything off. He called it quits. He didn't want to deal with it anymore. And he later told me, after contemplating a handful of hours, that he wasn't ready for a relationship. Now, I don't know if I specified how thick he laid it on about us being more than just friends, that he didn't want me as a girlfriend too long, that I should definitely tell him my ring size, we're going to get married. We're picking out. He's online shopping for houses and sending me like screenshots of houses and stuff and helping. We're picking out kids' names. Overboard. Which I honestly have to say, I think that's what women do a lot. I've never seen a man be so obsessed and interested and over infatuated with everything that we talked about. And he brought all these conversations up. Never did I say anything. I just kind of followed suit. Well, this past Tuesday night, he was like, I don't want to be anything but friends. In fact, I don't think we should be friends. Wow. So I prayed about it and I told him I don't burn bridges. I think that we can at least be civil to each other and be friends. But this whole week he was making really, really slick remarks, like lashing out at me verbally in little slick, smart ways. And it started to nag me to the point where I told him, because this was the weekend, we was going to spend the weekend together. Whether we were going to spend the weekend together as a couple or as friends, it didn't matter. We was going to spend the weekend together. Well, this past Friday, after a little bit more of his slick mouth or whatever, I decided to let him know, you can't come here. I understand that you say that we're going to be friends, or I said that we should be friends, but I don't want to subject myself to any more of your slick remarks, anything that you got up your sleeve, because I'm not going to be your friends with benefits. So I don't want you to feel, I'm not going to feel pressured into anything, and I don't want you to feel like you have grounds to try anything because you're here. Long story short, I just told him that we wasn't going to spend the weekend together, and he went off. I mean, I went from his best friend to being his beautiful queen to being a good friend that we could be best friends to. I went to from all of that to I was a stupid cunt. I was a bitch. I was a whore. I was gonna rot in hell. I was fake. I was a fraud. I'm not a real. I mean, everything that he can think of, he threw at me in these texts and these videos that he sent me. And I dealt with that all day Friday, all Friday night, and early Saturday morning. And then Saturday night, I got a text that said, I apologize for my behavior. That's all it said. I apologize for my behavior. I said, apology accepted. He said, well, take care. You won't hear from me again. I said, God bless. That was Saturday night. Tell me why today, Sunday, in church, a text come through. I seen who it was from. I ignored it because I like to video bits and pieces of my services in church, and I'm also trying to maintain and get the word. I looked at the text later, and the text was a picture of him, just a normal picture like a face shot, and the bottom said, do you still find me attractive after my behavior? I didn't know how to respond to that, so I didn't respond to that. What I normally do on Sunday with this particular gentleman is I normally send him a clip of the church service. So before I even knew what his text was, I automatically just sent him a clip of the church service. Once I seen what the video was, I'm glad I didn't respond, because how do you respond to somebody calling you out your name, lashing at you, slick remarks, being rude, mean, and disrespectful, all in 48 hours, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to still be attracted to you? What part of you am I supposed to be attracted to? Now, I'm not hurt in the sense of the relationship didn't last. I'm upset because he was one of those guys that laid it on thick. I mean, he painted this beautiful facade. And he worked hard to get me to take down my guard and my walls that was around my heart, only for me to have to put them literally right back up. Right back up. Like, what was the point of all that? But I mean, like I say, I'm just letting y'all know that, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to give up on love, because I don't believe that love is going to give up on me. I didn't go looking for this man. He found me, and I'm pretty sure the next one will too. Will the next one be the right one? We don't know. And when I find out, I'll let you guys know. I'm keeping it real 100. That one, it just didn't work. So I was excited about it 2-3 weeks ago, but today it's over and done with. I done washed my hands of it.